Welcome into the Wildcat Weekly. I'm Tor Thorne, and today joined by a very special guest, the head coach of NMU men's soccer, Alex-Fatovic. Thank you for joining us.
Sure.
How's it going today?
It's great. Yeah, beautiful morning.
Awesome. So just wanted to start kind of talking through your season so far.
For sure.
You guys started the regular season back in September.
Yeah.
Kind of getting into the final stretch here. Just tell me about your season so far. Just how's it been going for you guys?
Yeah, no, it's been up and down. We've had, we had 19 newcomers on the team. So basically 19 of our 28 players are underclassmen. So a very young group, very excited, a lot of enthusiasm. And we got off to a really hot start. We're 4-0-1, headed into conference play. And we've hit a bit of a rough patch in the middle of the season. Lost some close games, some tough ones. You know, Sunday we were at Saginaw, lost in the 82nd minute 2-1, and we've got them on Friday. So, but that's GLIAC play. You know, it's the second highest men's soccer conference, Division II. Every game's a battle, and our young guys are starting to figure that out each game. So we've got some big ones to close out the season, and I have no doubt they'll put their best foot forward. Nice.
So you talk about the newcomers to the team.
Sure.
What's that like? That experience trying to, I guess, get all those new people up to speed, I guess, with the program?
Well, we've got a really good leadership group and some guys that have been very committed to the program since they got here. And I think what they've done is, certainly last year, was create a culture that was pretty clear in what the expectations, the standards were from day in and day out training to our energy and our enthusiasm and just the support of the rest of the players. And so that culture was kind of built with the returning players last winter in the off season. And so it made the transition a lot more simple for the new players because there was a sort of set standard in place and an expectation. And it wasn't as hard as you'd think. Of course, there's always going to be the time you need to gel and get guys in the right positions and see what it's like on the field. But in terms of a culture and the guys liking each other and caring for each other and battling and supporting each other, it was almost as if we'd been together for years. So the enthusiasm is very high. We've got senior day on Sunday. We lose a few guys, but basically 97% of the team is coming back. So it's a very young group, and we're excited about now for sure, but certainly in the future.
Nice. So you talked about your matches with Davenport and Saginaw Valley.
Yeah.
And then you have to turn around and play them again. I guess, what is that first experience with them, I guess, help prepare you for your matches with them upcoming?
Yeah, absolutely. They're both very good teams. Davenport and Saginaw have been in an NCAA tournament, have been in the conference final the last couple of years. So they're always going to be tough games, especially on the road. Both of the surfaces weren't the best for our style of play. We like to keep the ball on the ground and pass a lot. So turf field is more geared towards football. At Davenport, that was tough. So we had to play a little bit more of a direct style. They're a little bit more physical. And we knew that going in. And I think the guys did really well. They stepped up physically and earned a pretty good draw there. And then Saginaw, again, they were undefeated and 13th in the country 2 weeks ago. So I think they were the best team that we've played, probably the best team in the GLIAC. And the guys battled, they fell behind and found a way back in the game. And it wasn't until at the end of the game when there was 2 red cards shown and it was actually 10 versus 10. It got a little loose at the end, and unfortunately the breaks didn't fall away. We lost 2-1. But I think having to play them the following week is a unique experience, because now we know what they're going to do. But we're back at home, and we feel comfortable to play on our grass. And I think the way we're going to approach this game is going to be a little bit different than the way we approach the road games.
Nice. So, coming home. What do you like more about, I guess, the home field advantage maybe the crowd gives you? You talked about the field surface.
Yeah.
Just what do you like about, I guess, coming home to get to play some games?
Yeah, I think, number one, it's being at home, and NMU is a special place, and both for men's and women's soccer, we have a unique setting, on the lake, on the side of Lake Superior. So it's probably one of the most unique settings in all of college athletics, the fact that we're just right there on the lake. But the field crew does an amazing job. Our grass is perfect. It's great Midwest grass. They do a great job of upkeep. And just the environment, coming from our locker room, being in the dome, and obviously the home crowd is big as well. So I think they're excited for that. I think it's going to be a different approach, and having just played these 2 teams, we know what's coming. So it'll be quite a weekend for sure.
So this time of year, being right on the lake like that, is that, you feel like, give you a little bit of an advantage? Maybe just being used to the winds that can come off it and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think so. There's a little bit of home field advantage because we deal with different elements than maybe some of the other teams. But it's still Michigan in October, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not windy downstate or other places. So I don't think the weather gives us too much an advantage. But I think it's more our style of play, being comfortable, in our locker room and just the game day environment that we have. Our game day kind of starts a little earlier. We have the pregame meal and all those things that are great about our sort of campus environment. But these are big games, and so regardless of where we are, whether we're home or away, I think these guys are up for it and they're ready to sort of get revenge for Act 2.
Cool.
These two teams, yeah.
Cool. Friday, International Student Day versus Saginaw Valley. Then Sunday is Senior Day. Can you just talk about your senior class, what they brought to your program?
For sure.
Yeah, just talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, they're great guys. It's a younger group, right? Or sorry, it's a smaller group. We have 3 of them, which is quite a small senior class. Kyle Cameron, Logan Lazar, and Tomas Alami is our captain. Kyle is a new player. He's a 1-year player, and I give him a lot of credit for finding a way to reach his goal of playing NCAA soccer. He played in Canada at college, and it was always a dream of his to play for an NCAA team in America, and he found a way, and it wasn't always easy for Kyle, but I give him a lot of credit for coming here and figuring it out on the fly. I mean, we signed him in May or June, so I love his tenacity to reach his goal and get here, and he's a great player, and hopefully he can have a big day on Sunday. And then Logan Lazar is just he's a consummate team player. I mean, he's an amazing human being. I've got a great relationship with him. He's going to continue to coach with us after he finishes his eligibility. Super smart student, but you just can't get a better soul. He's an unbelievable person, great ambassador for the program, and I foresee a long relationship with him after his playing days. He's that type of guy. And then Tomas Olami, everybody kind of knows Tommy. He's our captain. He's our leader. He's freshman of the year 2 years ago, had a catastrophic injury last year, basically missed the whole season and the winter semester. So he basically went a whole year without playing soccer. And so for him to come back the way he did, number one, earn his degree from Northern Michigan, which is really important to me, but to come back and lead this young group, knowing that we would be very, very young and we had a lot of new players. For someone of his ability and maturity, it's exactly what we needed. And so I think the legacy that Tommaso is going to leave off the field rivals what he's done on the field, and what he's done on the field is quite amazing because he's such a good player. So I'm proud of all of them. It's going to be a great weekend for them, and hopefully we can get them the win on Sunday.
Cool, very nice. So just heading into these final stretch of games, is there any message you've given to your team or just that you want to see out of them coming up in this final stretch?
Yeah, no, it's about one of our core values, resilience, because we've had some tough games that, whether it's been the weather or referees or, mistakes or, freshman errors or little things, those are big moments in soccer games because it always comes down to a game of inches. And so the message is just play for 90 minutes, keep battling, and things are going to go your way eventually. You just can't slip up for 1 second in the GLIAC. And so we're just hitting the same notes we've always hit, but I think there's more of a sense of urgency now that we've got 5 games left. We've got to get something out of them. We know we have the ability, but you got to play a full 90-minute game. There's no opportunities to switch off, and we learned that lesson on Sunday. It was one moment in the second half that I felt we controlled, and still Saginaw's one of the best in the country. So if we're that close, we know that if we can just play a complete game, that we're gonna pick some of these teams off and have a chance to host a playoff game.
So that's all for this edition of Wildcat Weekly. Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you want to catch some NMU men's soccer, we've got Saginaw Valley State at home coming up on Friday, and then Davenport on Sunday. That's all for now. We'll be right back after the break.